There may very well be talent in some of these neighborhoods that has a skill set that they just can't get to these employment centers in a reasonable amount of time. So you talk about a 90-minute commute, 2-hour commute, taking multiple trains. That's challenging.
For us, it's a competitive issue, a competitiveness issue, I should say. Companies who want to come here, they want to locate at a location that meets their needs from a transportation, access to utilities, access to customers, whatever footprint they need from a number of different perspectives. And if we can't provide that, we're out of the game. What we know is based on history in our community and the kind of locations that we have available to us. We call that our inventory. As we look at that in comparison to the kind of inventory that people are calling us asking about, we have a mismatch. We don't have enough of the kind of inventory that they want.
We're out of land. We really are, in Cuyahoga County, a very well built out county. But the number one issue that we hear from the more than 400 businesses we talk to annually is workforce, workforce, workforce.
When we look at the job hubs that the Fund for Economic Future has put together, what we're able to see, I think, is some areas of concentration that really allow AMATs to focus on, whether it's from us using our federal investment to improve things or also to encourage our partners to better integrate their planning into where really 50% of the traded jobs are located. So what we're looking at are ways to work with our partners to, say, increase transit ridership through those corridors, looking at where these people live and how throughout both Summit County and Portage County we can get them to those job places better. It's even looking at things like the potential for van pooling and carpooling.
Analysis allows us to frame it in a different way that thinks about investments, opportunity to build or get access to inventory that we need, and then think about strategically how we make choices as a community.
To better coordinate some of our planning activities, looking at how maybe some transit opportunities might be provided that maybe weren't considered beforehand, or when looking at land use and zoning decisions, we could take those into consideration.
Using those from our perspective as a planning tool where we can look at, are there investments that can be made? Are there even things as small as turning radiuses and intersections where they're making life difficult for these businesses? Are there ways that we can improve it, improve their business, and improve our regional economy?
I really want to use this process to help update our long-range plan. We're at a point where we need to think of future projects and how we want to not only maintain and operate our system, but make it better for the future. And so using this job hub framework can help us better determine what investments we need to make with our federal dollars.
I do think this data makes a case where we should be maybe more proactive and take a more engaged role around helping a business land in a particular location, and then making sure that we can help connect the labor and talent pool to that business. We want to be more thoughtful and analytic, and so understanding these job hubs and where jobs are concentrated. So then we want to begin to align where the qualified labor and talent pool is against those jobs. And so analyzing that and understanding that starts with data and insights that data provides.
We heard today about the job hub work that is being done by the fund, and that information is very valuable for Akron as we're replanning our bus network. We're looking to see where the job hubs are, how the workforce might be connected to those jobs with transit. We often hear from employers that they have a hard time getting people to work and keeping people at work because of transportation issues. So Metro is looking to do what we can to make those connections, and knowing where those job hubs are and what the needs are of the employers will be very helpful as we start to redesign our network.
You have to have businesses at the table, first and foremost. They're the ones who will drive it. In addition to that, then, come the role of the intermediaries, organizations like the Greater Cleveland Partnership. Again, the Metro Chamber partners in Youngstown, Akron, Canton, Stark, the players in the region. The fund, the philanthropic community, and our public partners. And certainly you have to have your providers of transportation. You have your community colleges. You have your trade associations, your workforce improvement boards. If you put everyone around the table who can play a role in it, you'll have to get a really big table. And so the question becomes, how do you leverage everybody's expertise?
There's a lot of partners that I think could come to the table around the idea of job hubs, everything from local chambers to our transit agencies to our county governments, understanding where we could potentially focus investment to retain jobs and even create new jobs around places where we've already clustered some investment around our infrastructure. I think those types of agencies would find the job hubs useful and helpful to further the cause of regional growth.
Economic development groups, workforce development groups, and then transportation planning, and working together to try to improve access.
So there are a lot of things that we can do to look at this kind of analysis, and maybe others around it, that can help us begin to reshape the assets we have, physical assets, buildings, etc., transportation networks that we have, access to utilities, access to water, whatever, in ways that are more conducive to what the market demands today. It's a big problem. No one organization can figure this out on their own.